Look, I know that the creator of this tag said to do it twice a year in April and in August, but I do what I like. Also, I only discovered it in May. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I am going to take the twice a year book tag. I have seen this floating around a couple of times. I know that Meredith from Reread has done it. I know that there's a couple of other people that I've seen doing it, but she is the one that I kind of stole this from. But also I'm going to credit the creator, which is Beckel Books, who put this tag together and said do it twice a year and kind of take a look back at how your reading is going and a look forward as to what you plan to do for the rest of the year. Let's kick it off with question 1. How many books do you think you're going to read this year? I think I'm going to hit about 120 to 130, so let's meet in the middle and say 125. That is actually roughly what I read last year. I think I finished last year with 125 books read, but I think maybe this year I could push it a little bit more. I am definitely halfway there to be on the right track. I've read 63 books already this year. I'm in the middle of my 64th book right now, so I think maybe 120 to 130 is definitely achievable. Question 2 is, have you made any specific reading goals this year and are you on track with them? The first goal that I made was to read 100 books this year and I am by far on track with that. I think I might even reach that in maybe September, October, depending on how everything is going. But with the speed that I'm reading at the moment, I think September, October time is very much an achievable kind of time zone for me. I am over 60% done with that goal, so reaching maybe 100 books in September to October, very much an achievable thing. Question 3 is, how many books have you given a 5-star rating to this year? And only 2. I gave a 5-star rating to Again Rachel by Marion Keyes, which is a follow-up to Rachel's Holiday, and I utterly adored it. It was just as welcoming, just as warm, just as heartbreaking, just as heartwarming as Rachel's Holiday itself was, as any other Marion Keyes book that I've read. I've become really familiar with her writing style, so I kind of know what to expect when I'm going into one of her books. The other book that I gave a 5-star rating to is The Appeal by Janice Hallett. I know a couple of people that have read this book recently didn't love it as much as I did, but I was swept away by it. I think I sat down to read it at about 7:15 one evening and I just kept going. I did not stop finishing it until 1:15 the following morning. So I spent 6 entire hours engrossed by this book. Question 4 is, what is a popular book that you own but you haven't read yet? It's back in Berlin, obviously, but Hamlet by Maggie O'Farrell. So many people have read this book and I know so many of them have read it and loved it, but something kind of just puts me off and I don't know what it is. I think it's because I tried some of it already as a ebook, didn't gel with it super well, but that could have just been a formatting problem, that I was reading it in the wrong way. I should have read it as a physical book. And I think if I go into the physical copy that I have, I'm going to get on with it so much better. Question 5 is, do you want to reread anything over the next couple of months? Of the books that I read in 2022, no. I think it's a little bit too early to go back to those already. Of the books that I've read before, I would really like to go back and reread The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. But I am a little bit concerned as to whether or not I'm going to love it as much as I did the first time. I'd also really like to go back and revisit Circle of Friends by Maeve Binchy. I read it as an audiobook the first time, but now that I've got a physical copy of it, it might be a totally different experience. Question 6, what new release are you anticipating for the second half of the year? I cannot wait to get my hands on 1,000,000 by Adiba Jagidar. It is a Titanic retelling. It is sapphic. It is a heist novel. It has got pretty much everything that I want to make a book enjoyable, and I cannot wait to get to read it. Question 7 is, what do you plan on picking up next, and do you think it's going to be a 5-star read? I am in a decision slump at the moment. It took me forever to try and decide what to read immediately after I had just finished It Happened One Summer. I don't think it's put me into a slump, but it has kind of made me a little bit more picky about what I'm going to read next. I might go and do a reread of something. I might just find something cozy. I have genuinely got no idea. But of the book that I'm reading right now, I don't rate nonfiction anymore, but if I did, I think Dear Reader by Kathy Brenton Brick would definitely be up there with 5-star reads. Those are my first answers to the twice a year book tag. Don't forget to check back in later in the year because I will be taking it the second time again. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.